You'd never run a company without a strategy. You'd never train for a marathon without knowing the distance. But most of us are running our lives, the whole thing, without a clear picture of where we're actually trying to go. We think that's normal. Here's what that looks like from inside. You're busy, you're genuinely working, making decisions, handling things, moving forward, but this quiet feeling underneath it, like you're doing a lot without really going anywhere. You can't always name it, but you feel it. That low-grade restlessness, the sense of something's off, but when nothing's technically wrong. Right now, you're probably thinking, I have goals, I have things I'm working towards, but goals aren't a vision. There's a difference. And most people never really build a clear vision. I spent years doing research, and I've worked with a lot of really high performers who look great on the outside, and almost every single one of them had that same thing missing. It's not ambition or skill or even time, but they didn't really have a clear vision for their life. Not the kind that you actually feel it and get excited about. I wrote a book on this. I built a framework specifically for it. And what I want to give to you today is the practical core of it, not theory, but the actual process. All right, so today we're going to cover 3 things. First, the human being. You have to understand there's 2 parts of yourself that your vision needs to satisfy or it really won't stick. Second is where to focus. I'm going to show you exactly which areas of your life to build your vision around so nothing important gets left out. And third, creating a vision, a clear, specific picture of your future that your brain will actually follow. You probably track something like your sleep score or your VO2 max. That score goes up and down based on what you do, what you eat, how you rest, and over time, you learn what moves it and you get better at it. Now imagine you could track the same thing for your life, like your life quality score. Not your productivity, your income, but how you actually feel and how it correlates to how you really are. Your sense of aliveness, your alignment, and meaning over time. That's what your purpose really is, to live your best life. And imagine like a sleep score, you can't optimize it unless you know what impacts that score. So to really impact your life quality, you need to understand this. The human being is like 2 parts. There's the human and the being. The human is your biology, the brain, nervous system, body. It runs on drives, connection, creativity, impact, and growth. These are biological imperatives. They're not optional. These are requirements. So when they're frustrated, you feel it. Stress, restlessness, that vague sense that something's missing, it's a survival response. Your being is your consciousness, your sense of purpose, that part of you that knows what you're capable of. For a lot of people, they chase the external results, but ignore the being, or they chase meaning and neglect the biology. And this, your overall score, you just can't live your best life. A vision actually works to address both in parallel, not one or the other. So what do you actually build a vision around? This is where most vision exercises kind of fall apart. They're too vague, like I want to be happy, or you can do anything you want. Everyone gets a trophy. There's a paradox of choice. The more options that you have, the less satisfied you're going to feel about your selection, right? And they actually did studies where they would have people come in for some research thing, and then they would give them a gift for their participation, and they would give a print of a painting. So they would give them a painting, right? Or they would give them a choice to choose from 2 options or 4 options or whatever. I don't remember the specifics, but what they found was when they would check back with these people several months later, when they asked them, how satisfied are you with the gift? The ones that just had the 1 option thought it was great. And the more options they had, the less satisfied they were. So the Get Better framework gives you 1 gift. But it's 4 specific areas. And every one of them is critical to your evolution. At the center is your calling. It's the work you're meant to do. It's the intersection of what you love, what you're really good at, what the world needs, and what can sustain you. The Japanese call this ikigai. So your calling is your version of that evolves as you do. So it's like your unique puzzle piece into the world right now from where you stand. It's contextual. But your calling doesn't stand alone. It needs a foundation. There's 3 pillars. I call it the growth foundation. It's health, connection, and resources. Your health is mental, physical, and spiritual. Connection, is your closest relationship, your community, your loved ones. Your resources includes money, but it's also your skills, your reputation, your network, your education, your experience. When they're growing all together holistically, life stops feeling like competing priorities. It starts feeling like a forward motion. But here's where it gets interesting. Is the next part that most people actually get stuck. Pick a point in the future, 2 to 5 years out, a real specific date, like 2030 is really popular now. Maybe it's a big birthday or when your kid reaches adulthood. Just pick something concrete. Now ask yourself, what do I want to have transformed in each of these areas? What would really make this next chapter of my life the best one? Not what's realistic. Just think about what you really want. For each area, write down the pains and promises. The pains are the things that bother you right now, the friction, the gaps, what's missing. And the promises are the things that would really light you up, make you feel alive, excited. Not what you think you should do or want, but what actually excites you. Set a timer, write everything that comes to mind. Nothing's wrong. And then pick the top 3 or 4 from each area. The ones that you can feel like your body responds to when you read them. Now turn that into a vision statement. Maybe a paragraph, present tense, written as if you're already living it. Start with, it's 2030. And describe your calling, describe your health, your relationships, your resources. You don't have to be a perfect writer. Even ask ChatGPT to fix it up for you. One trick would be, okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'd like you to do a version that is 10 times better and a more realistic version. And then from the 3, you might get even more inspiration. So now, one way to make this concrete is to create a vision board. Organize it the way the framework works. A large image on top, that's your calling, and then 3 boxes below. And those are the pillars, your growth foundation, health, connection, and resources. Have that whole picture in one place. I don't know if you've ever used Canva before, but there's a link in the description. You can drag and drop images, paste your vision statement in there, print it out, save it, make it your lock screen, whatever you want to do. The reason this works isn't mystical. When you can see a clear picture of your future, when you can feel what it would be like already to be that version of yourself, you start closing the gap between who you are now and who you're becoming. You stop second guessing the decisions you already know are right. And if you want to build your full life vision inside a structured tool, you can use the app. You Get Better walks you through the exact process, and that link is below too. So here's what we covered. The human being, you have a biological side, and your consciousness and your vision really needs to satisfy both. 2 is where to focus, your calling, your growth foundation, health, connection, and resources. And 3, create a vision, a specific felt picture of your future that your brain will actually move towards. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, but most of all, I hope to see you in the next video. And remember, you're a gift. Stay present.